Hello and welcome to episode 20 of the Roll Jump Media podcast. I am joined by my recurring panelists Jose and Luis.
Hello, good morning.
Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning, you guys. Happy Saturday.
Yes.
Happy Saturday.
All right. Today, sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about the reported data mine of unannounced Marvel Avengers characters, and we're going to be talking about The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword coming to the Switch, the rumor, and we're going to be talking about a little bit more. But before we get into the news topics, we're going to be talking about what we've been playing. So you guys, without further ado, go ahead and take it away.
All right, I'll go first, as usual.
Mhm.
So as usual, Animal Crossing. Actually, I've played less Animal Crossing this past week.
How you gonna play?
And
You play less than 15 minutes a day?
yep, I didn't
Dang.
play at all.
For real, for real?
Well,
Oh.
because I played I didn't play like for 2 days this past week. I didn't log in on I think it was like Wednesday and yesterday I didn't log in. So
Mm.
I don't know. I think the hype for Animal Crossing is like for me.
Join the
And
club. Join my solidarity club. We're gonna make it a duo.
we're gonna be like the only two people
Two
who don't
versus
play
four.
Animal Crossing. And so that's Animal Crossing. I mean, I'll probably log in today because the bug off is today.
The what?
The bug off where you catch bugs and you compete against
Yo, you can bug off with that. You know what I'm saying?
gosh.
Okay.
Boo. So that's a podcast for this week. That's me. But yeah, what else? But yeah, that's pretty much it for Animal Crossing. And then I've been playing the main game that I've been playing still is Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm in the last chapter, so hopefully,
Finale.
uh, yeah, I'm planning on playing it all day today. So
Cool, cool.
I'll start on the Switch. But
Quick.
yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead.
I was gonna say quick question. I wanted to know what your emotional levels are at this current point in time, getting to the finale part.
In terms of finishing the game, I'm gonna get sad for sure because I don't know, it's been part of my life
Okay.
this past few weeks. Um, but yeah, I don't know, like I've been enjoying it very much. So it's gonna suck when I have to put it down.
When I
But yeah,
finished it, I was filled with a it was like a unique sense of happiness, like a happiness I haven't gotten from a game probably. Not even Final Fantasy VII Remake gave me that. I think just that game is something about it. You're not gonna be
yeah,
sad. You're gonna be happy.
yeah, and then like I don't know, like all the characters in the game, just they're likable.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm almost done with the game. I still have to play the epilogue,
Yeah. Future
the
connected.
interconnected. But even before that, I'm thinking of I don't know if 100%ing it, but like I wanna like raise the affinity for everyone and get all the items. And I don't know about the achievements. There's a lot of achievements,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean I don't we'll see. But yeah,
Sick.
so that's for the Switch. Then on the 3DS, I've been playing the Metroid Hunters.
Oh, you've been playing it more. Sweet.
Yeah, I'm like 35% in. I don't know about the game. Uh, I don't. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but the way it plays is just frustrating. And then like I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, like every time I play it, like my hand starts like hurting. Like I had to put it down yesterday because like my hand was like cramping up really bad.
Dang, for
And
real?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's just me, but like, because I said that you shoot with the what's it called, left trigger, the left trigger button,
Uh-huh.
and you have to aim with the A B X Y buttons, and then but you move with the pad or the what's it called, the stick,
Okay.
uh and you jump with the right trigger. So especially when you're fighting like against the bosses, it's so annoying, so frustrating, and then my hand starts hurting. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep
Mm,
playing it. Um,
yeah.
I might, or I might just like look online the story, look at a gameplay.
I feel
But
you.
yeah, mhm,
I do wish, because I showed you the Game Boy the attachment to the GameCube where you can play Game Boy games.
mhm,
Man, if the
right,
3DS, if the DS had that, you can just slide in a DS game. You can just play it with whatever console.
right,
I bet you it would be a world of a difference.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like, you know, even though it's a Metro Prime game, it's very different from the Metro Prime.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So definitely not a jumping off point.
exactly. I mean, you kind of get it if you play Metro Prime before, because the environments and the whole scanning thing, they're still there. So I guess that makes it a Metro Prime game,
Hmm.
but it's very different.
I
It's
also
like you go
remember
to
a lot of green. Like, I don't know why, a lot
in
of orange and green in that game.
really?
For some reason, that's what I think of. Because when you scan and things like that, isn't there like
Oh,
a really like a bright green? Not bright, but it stands out heavily. I don't know. Maybe it's just me not remembering correctly.
I don't know. I haven't put much attention.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Sweet. Jose, you're up.
Okay, so for me, again, kind of like last week, it's this past few weeks, it's actually been really slow in terms of um, gaming for me. Only because I really don't have like any game to play, or I haven't, started a new game.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just been Animal Crossing. Um, it's been what? I don't know how many months. It came out in March. Um, you do the math.
April,
It's been
May,
that many
June,
months.
July, August. About 5 months. I'm gonna hit 5 months.
Yeah, it's been 5 months of just me playing that. Um, for me personally, it doesn't get old. There are some times where there's nothing much to do, but I don't know. I still think it's engaging to me in a weird way. Like you just being able to go to your island and do something, um, like to make your island better. Um, to me, it's I don't know. That's very rewarding. So I enjoy it. And obviously, the events that go on.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, September is coming up, so there's bound to be hopefully new stuff um, for the month of September. So that's gonna, kind of refresh it a little bit. But yeah, it's been kind of slow. I'm really just waiting for Pikmin 3 to come out,
I
just so
hear
I can
that.
buy it and play it again. But yeah, that's been pretty much it for me.
All right. Guys, I'm gonna be frank with you. If I see another Animal Crossing summer update number 3 before anything of substance on Nintendo's Twitter, I think I'm gonna cry. I'd be so
Get
sad.
those get those tissues ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a box of tissues ready at my desk just in case. All right. So I guess it's me next. I actually haven't played a variety of games. The only thing I dabbled in a little bit of Fall Guys, and I know you guys been hearing about Fall Guys. It's all over social media. It's I don't have a lot to say about it. It's what you see is you see how fun it is. It's that fun to play. Um, I wouldn't say there's anything too special about it. It's just a good. I wouldn't say party because I don't think there's co-op in it, but it's just a good like family friendly. Not much to it. You go in, you have fun, be competitive, and try to win a crown. It is really colorful, and the layouts of the levels are pretty cool, are really cool actually. But in terms of games we've been talking about, like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Resident Evil, things like that, that's not what it is. So you just have to go in with that mindset, and you'll have a ton of fun. I have a lot of fun because I like platforming, especially. So it was cool. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, we're checking.
Oh, okay.
Um, would you say like because there's a lot of hype around that game.
Yeah.
Uh, do you think it's can you see the hype for the game?
Yes. I see the hype. I see the hype for it. But even as somebody that likes platforming, and I like those kind of games for the most part.
Hmm.
I also like playing Apex more. I'd rather
Yeah,
just play Apex or something like that. So I think the hype's gonna keep going for a while because it is a really solid game. It's not like it's badly made. It's actually well made, and supposedly they're gonna have seasons to it too. So that's gonna increase the longevity of it.
seriously.
Yeah, everything has seasons now. They just wanna just keep it going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, the hype is justified. I'd say it's justified. I'm not mad at it, but I'm not gonna probably be partaking into it too much.
Too much.
Yeah. And the next thing, I just been playing a bunch of Apex, man. The Apex rabbit hole is really real. Luis, have you tried season 6 yet?
No, I haven't, and I want to.
You haven't?
Because
Okay, okay.
there's a new weapon, right? And there's a new character, and
Yeah.
just just well, because Marcos like he's told us about he's told me about the changes or some changes in the gameplay, and like there's crafting now, there's different things now, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
wanna
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah. Yes. It's more Apex. There's some things that I like more than other things. Like for example, the changes to the map. The
Mhm.
changes to the map are okay. Um, it's nothing to like scream on the top of a roof saying, "Oh my gosh, this is so amazing." But change to the map, it breathes new fresh air into the map. The gameplay dynamic. So I can't be mad at it. I think the crafting is the biggest thing. I think that's one of the biggest new dynamics because
Mhm.
in Apex you kind of, especially if you don't drop hot, you just run around the map just looking for action, farming up and everything.
Yeah.
But in the middle of doing all that, you actually want to open supply bins because you get crafting tokens, and then you also get crafting tokens by just hunting around the map, and then like you'll find replicators they call it that have rotating things you can craft. I think they update it like every day or every 2 days. I don't know how often it is, but it's just a new dynamic to the game that makes you think of something else that can help you out. That you don't necessarily have to farm, you can just craft it. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The biggest thing, man, the biggest thing I wanted to, oh, I don't know. I don't want to spoil it and a lot of it for you. So, season 6,
Mhm.
solid. The character is really cool. I haven't
Rampart.
tried it. Yeah, I haven't tried it myself, but she actually changes the game a lot because she puts up fortified fences and then she has a turret. So
Oh,
you can't just be running out into the open like all willy-nilly anymore because you'll get bursted pretty easily. So, yeah, it's a different experience from the last season.
I'm glad that they're like adding more things to it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Honestly, I
What's
think like the uh, superior, what's it called, battle royale out there. Fortnite
Oh
fans, come
yeah,
and check this. Yes.
Fortnite might have the Marvel collabs or anything, but Apex is the better game
I
for
think
sure.
Fortnite's just freaking what's it called,
What's that?
like advertising now. I think Fortnite is just advertising. Like
Hmm.
I think whenever I hear about Fortnite, it's something about showing a movie or like something else, you know?
Yeah, they're losing me
Not
with
even,
that. I mean, it's cool.
yeah,
Hmm.
but I
What
don't
was
want to
it?
get into it.
Yeah, yeah. What was it? Tenet? They showed a trailer of Tenet or something like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then they showed like movies from Nolan, Christopher Nolan,
right.
and then the whole Apple thing. It's like I don't know. It's just
True, true. But yeah, I can't wait to go in with you. I already went in with Marcos for a
oh,
bit, so I'm ready to go in with my boy Weege. Tear it up, get that dub that we haven't got. We didn't get the whole last season.
you know, damn,
Yeah, yeah,
feels
yeah. But that's about it. I've just been playing a bunch of Apex, really.
nice.
Yeah. All right. So that's gonna do it for what we've been playing. Are you guys ready to move on to the news segment?
Yeah,
All right. So the first thing I want to go over is just I just want to rattle off a bunch of stuff that happened during the week. If you guys have a comment about it, you can just go ahead and chime in. But other than that, we'll just keep moving. I want to give a shout out to Kind of Funny Games because I've been using them as like a baseline to see what I can talk about because they do a show every weekday about the news topics, and I kind of use that as a baseline. So I wanted to shout them out. And if you want to learn more about the quickfire stories we're going to talk about, the details can be found on their channel.
shout out to kind of funny games. They
Yeah, kind of funny. All right, so the first thing. So the Microsoft Flight Simulator released, and it is averaging a 92 out of 100 on both OpenCritic and Metacritic. So yeah, it's a flight simulator, and it's it's got rated really highly. I didn't really expect that. I haven't followed flight simulators at all, really. So good for that game, and good for Microsoft or
yeah.
whoever developed the game. Yeah.
I saw like a tweet that said, "Oh, I bet you didn't think about this game when thinking about Game of the Year game."
Right?
And who knows? I mean, I still think it's not gonna get some kind of like Game of the Year. Well, I don't know. Who knows actually? But I mean, it's cool, to see those kinds of games,
Hmm.
and like what's it called?
Get the
Like,
get a get the limelight
yeah,
or the
exactly.
spotlight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm lacking on words right now.
Yeah, no
Um,
problem, no problem.
but yeah, and it looks like people are having like a lot of fun with that game. Like they're going to different places around the world, and
Yeah,
it's cool.
yeah. Yeah, it is cool. It is cool. The next story I have, Nintendo had an Indie World Showcase this past week, and I actually didn't watch it. I heard of some impressions, but did you guys see anything that caught your eye or anything that stands out you wanted to shout out or anything?
I saw there's a few games. I do know that because I saw the video for the Indie World.
Yeah, I didn't
They
see it.
shadow dropped a lot of games. Like they shadow dropped like 6 games,
Wow.
and yeah, so like it was a pretty good presentation. And there's some games that I was interested in. One of them was the Spirit Fair.
Ooh, me
I
too,
do not
man.
know. Yeah, and that one's available already. But I don't know, like the animation and the style of gameplay. I don't know, it kind of captivated me. Yeah, it's kind of cool. But then there's other ones like Inmost. Inmost was also like announced. Uh, that one looks cool too.
Hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
there's a few games
There's a few
that
of
look
them.
really good. Yeah. But I'm just glad. Raji too. Uh, it was made by like an Indian developer, so
Okay.
it's really cool. It's really cool to see games, other games developed by international people, like other people from other places.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know, like there's a lot of talent out there, and
Yeah.
I don't know. We're probably gonna talk about like um, the game developed by the Chinese developer. Maybe I
Oh,
don't know.
that's right. Nah, I didn't put it on here. That's right.
Yeah, but like
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of talent out there. They're stepping up the game, literally, like. But yeah, it was cool. I'm glad Nintendo's still supporting like indies, even in like this these times, this pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
From what I've been hearing, it's probably aside from what was it called? The one in March. Uh, what was the direct in March called? It was just a mini with the
yeah,
Xenoblade.
yeah, it was like a mini.
Yeah. So aside from that, really, what I've been hearing, this is probably up there with the best ones for this year in terms of directs or Nintendo showcases
Presentations. Yeah,
presentations. So yeah, if you want to check out some quality games and some talented developers, you can go ahead and check that out on Nintendo's channel or wherever you take in your news. All right, next story. There is a rumor of a Prince of Persia remake, and it's been circulating around the web. So I haven't been played Prince of Persia, but I've heard a lot of people have been wanting a revitalization of this franchise. So I just thought I'd bring it up, see if there was any commentary to be had there.
That's Ubisoft, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
Ubisoft.
Well, I mean, I never played the game, so
Yeah.
um, but I mean, it's always nice to. I always think it's kind of sad when like franchises or video game series kind of die off, or like you know, they don't get the same attention that they used to get, and so they kind of fade away. So it's always nice to
Hmm.
see, some of these series kind of, get get brought back to life. So I mean,
I
it's
agree.
nice. Like, yeah,
Yep. And the Prince of Persia, I didn't know about it until I saw gameplay videos, but the parkour system in that was kind of a precursor to Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
So that's
that's what
pretty
I've heard too.
important. So that's pretty interesting. All right. Last story. Last story is that, well, not last story of the podcast, but the last rapid fire story. Ghost of Tsushima, which is made by Sucker Punch Productions, is getting a co-op multiplayer mode that is going to be free for those who own the game. That's going to be coming out sometime in the near future, so keep a lookout for that. A lot of people were hyped about this one, and I'm pretty hyped about it too. I'm down for some
Yeah, that's pretty
multiplayer.
cool. Do they have an online? Does the game have online multiplayer?
It does it. I don't. I didn't see it. It was just. It's a purely single player game to my knowledge. So these guys, Sucker Punch, they really want this series to blow up, and I can't blame them. It's really cool. The
Yeah,
game's really cool. Yeah,
seem to get the game.
yeah. I wonder if there's gonna be matchmaking though. There has to be, right? Because if you don't have a
Yeah,
friend, then you're kind of like out of luck, and I don't think they'd want that.
the one thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, it has to.
yeah. There has to be. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna put my chips on it. I'm gonna put my rupees on it. All right, so that's going to be the end of the rapid fire news segments. We're going to go ahead and go to the first of our two uh, bigger stories. The first one is that 15 unannounced characters were reportedly found in a data mine in Marvel's Avengers. This is coming from Jordan Oloman from IGN. The characters that were reportedly data mined include the following. We have Ant-Man, the Wasp, Vision, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Falcon, Marvel, Mockingbird, Quake, Winter Soldier, Scarlet Witch, Captain Marvel, Kate Bishop, She-Hulk, and War Machine. So so the game hasn't even came out yet. You know, there's a beta going on right now for everybody. And
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to see what you guys' thoughts were about the roster. Does it get you any hyped to like see the game in action, or maybe possibly pick it up yourself, maybe on the PS4, PS5, next gen or something?
Well, from the characters that you mentioned, I can see that they're leaning on characters that people are familiar with. Um, I guess to the movie, but it's interesting. For example, like Doctor Strange, like that character. I don't know, like thanks to the movies,
Hmm.
I kind of feel like I like that character. So I mean, I guess it'd be cool to see how he plays, right? Or even like Ant-Man. Yeah. It's cool
Oh
to
yeah.
think what kind of powers he's gonna have, right? Um, however, I don't know, like that. I'm still kind of like worried about the game.
Hmm.
Mm, I don't know. Ever since that, like the whole Spider-Man thing, I don't know. I don't know if there's still planning on doing exclusive content or
I don't know if you guys have
also.
heard that they've been doing like some exclusive like skins and things like that for like Virgin Mobile users and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I heard about that.
things
Like
like that.
exclusive
Yeah.
Virgin Mobile skin. Not Verizon, I think.
Yes, it's one of the cell phone carriers, but yeah, and a lot of people, well, from what I saw, a lot of people have been getting turned off by that, like just
Mm,
because it feels like it's very,
Cash grabbing.
yeah, like it's just it's it's more of like a advertisement than a game, or it's feeling like that, you know. Um,
right.
so,
I see.
but I mean, I don't know. Based on those characters that you mentioned that were data mined, which is kind of weird. I don't know how they did they data mine it from the beta.
The beta.
Yeah, I put my chips on that. The beta.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that the game hasn't even come out and we've already covered all of that.
Hmm.
But I mean, that could draw in even more people. But
Yeah,
I don't know.
I guess I did talk about this game a little bit last week, because I did play the beta, and I played it more, and I didn't give you guys a further impressions of it, but I didn't. After playing it more, the gameplay wasn't smooth enough for me to just keep going. I kind of it didn't feel right, so I just kind of uninstalled it, and I never plan to go back to it personally. So there's other games that feel tighter and nicer that I think I would dedicate my time to rather than this game, even though I like Marvel. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's where I'm at with the game right now. Maybe they can turn it around, make some fixes, but at the moment, it's not for me.
See,
Yeah, and people have described it like it's like a Destiny kind of game, right?
Hmm. Oh
I don't
man,
know.
let me tell you, just breaking those boxes. Oh my gosh, I do not like doing that as superheroes, man. Like every five
Yeah.
seconds, you gotta break some boxes to like get materials and stuff. Like, oh, it takes me out of it. I don't like it. In Destiny, it's
Yeah.
all right. Like somehow how they frame it in Destiny, it's cool, but how they do it, how they force it down your throat in this game, oh my gosh, I'm
You're
like,
hating
oh
it.
yeah, I'm Iron Man for a little while. Yeah, I'm having fun, and then like, oh by the way, remember this is a video game. You got to get those materials. I'm like, oh come on, man. Just not so often. You know, it takes me out of it. I don't like it. I don't like it
Yeah.
personally. Hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right because they want to go the comparison that people were making is to Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but
Hmm.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance, you go into that game, I feel like knowing that it's going to be more of an arcade experience, but for this one, like you see the realistic graphics and everything and the storyline behind it, how it's getting presented. And I don't know, I think your mind just wants to go towards like the more Uncharted God of War kind of
Yeah,
gameplay, and they're not. That's not what the game is presenting, aside from the
exactly.
cutscenes and story and stuff. But yeah,
I remember
yeah.
when they first announced
Go,
this collaboration. Like, I thought, well, I wanted it to be like a sort of like a single player story driven
hmm.
game,
Right.
sort of like the Uncharted or the God of Wars. But then when they finally unveiled it as a what's it called, like a looter or
Yeah, looter brawler or something.
yeah, I was kind of like, oh, well, I guess I guess it kind of makes sense, but it's not what a lot of people, including myself, was expecting.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, because aside from Spider-Man, we don't really have a narrative-driven like superhero game that's getting nines and tens and stuff.
Exactly.
Hmm. Well, Batman, but we're talking about Marvel. Yeah, so yeah, 15 characters. I feel like a lot of people are going to be want to try them out at least. They're probably going to get some
Yeah.
audience there, but people that play the beta, I suggest if you're interested, play the beta. There's a little bit of time left, like a day. See if you like it. It's a good judgment of if you want to drop $60 on it or not. All right. Are you guys ready to move on to our second story?
Yes.
Okay. So this one is probably going to get you guys right in the heart. The rumor A rumor that The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is coming to the Switch. All right, and I have details from Liam Doolin from Nintendo Life. Shout out to Liam. We kind of pull from him a lot, so thank you.
Shut up.
Shout out.
Shout.
Okay, so some details about this rumor. So there was a Amazon UK listing that has been since taken down. That happened. I don't know when it happened. Pretty recently, and there was a placeholder date, what appeared to be a placeholder date of January 1st, 2030, and a price tag of 69.99 pounds. So it was in euros because it's a UK listing.
Right.
Yeah, pounds, euros, I don't, whatever, whatever the correct currency is. I think it's pounds. Next detail. There was also another rumor about Skyward Sword coming to the Switch in November of 2018, but that rumor was shot down by a Nintendo representative at that time. And next year is going to be Zelda's 35th anniversary, so Skyward Sword would be a way that Nintendo could celebrate that anniversary. So my question to you guys is, do you think that a Skyward Sword port or remaster, whatever it's going to be to the Switch, you think that's going to be coming? And are you excited for the possibility of it coming to the Switch?
um, I think it's a given. It's inevitable to have
Oh, really?
a Skyward Sword HD port. Yeah, we we've had a port for all the Zelda games before the Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess, Wind Waker.
Hmm.
Um, what else? That's it,
Um,
right? And we've had the remakes, the Majora's Mask, and Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, but
mhm.
it, it, I mean, just thinking of having an HD remake of those on Switch, I mean, like, anyways, but yeah, I think it's obvious. I think we're gonna get it. Uh, it will make sense to get it next year, but even if we don't, I still think we're gonna get it. I mean, I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it's obvious what Nintendo's doing with their with Zelda, with the past games.
Hmm.
And it, it'd be cool if we got like the past games as well. You know, like Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD.
Oh, as a
And,
collection, like all three, that would be
yeah,
tight.
like it'd be cool, but
Hmm.
it's Nintendo, so I don't know. And but yeah, I think it's cool. I don't know, like every Zelda game was like the first Zelda for a lot of people, uh, obviously. And so I think bringing it back to the Switch, it's gonna be a good opportunity for people to revisit the game.
Okay,
I
yeah.
remember a lot of people consider it like the worst Zelda game in the franchise, uh, or at least like the worst like 3D Zelda game. Um, and mainly, I think it was mainly due to the controls, the motion controls, and I guess like the environments. But I think a lot of the criticism was around the motion controls and how it played with motion controls. So hopefully, when it comes to the Switch, because I do think it's gonna come, they implement like an option to maybe take away the motion controls, or if they're gonna implement them,
Hmm.
hopefully with the I do think that like the Joy Cons have better um, or they've improved the motion controls from the Wii, so maybe it's not as like what's it called, like the controls are better, right? Like they play better.
Like
Um,
more accurate.
yeah, exactly, more accurate, and it's not
Mm.
as frustrating as it was in the Wii.
Got you.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think any Zelda coming to the Switch, it's good news. So. And also it will give me the opportunity to revisit the game because I haven't played it since the Wii, since it was released
Wow. Yeah, it's been a while. 2010? 2010, I think it came out.
2010. 2010.
Yeah, same here. Basically what Lee said. Uh, um, as far as like the hype around it, um, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not really too hyped. I mean,
Mm.
I welcome the the game coming to the Switch, and I mean, obviously, as a Legend of Zelda fan, I'll probably get it and play it. But I mean, in my opinion, it is one of the weaker Legend of Zelda titles in the series. Um,
Hmm.
one thing that I do notice is that it said it was listed as a collector's edition. So I'm wondering if it is, if it does turn out to be true, or if I mean I'm not sure if the title is just like a placeholder as well, but I mean it's kind
Yeah.
of specific for it to not be the real thing.
Yeah, I didn't catch that
Um,
detail. Hmm.
yeah, I wonder what they're gonna add to it. Usually collector's editions, I don't know, with other games they add like some sort of um, like bonus, um, what is it like merch, right? Or like something attached to it.
Yeah, collector's item
Yeah, yeah,
exclusive.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if they'll add any new stuff to the actual game. I don't think Nintendo or like the Legend of Zelda ever does that.
To avoid spoilers, use the timestamps in the description.
They do make some changes, I know, with the Wind Waker for the Wii U. Um, they fixed the search for the shards, right? Like they made it a little easier. So I mean, they might change some things for this version of the game. Um, and I mean, if it does improve the experience while playing that game, I'm all
Yeah.
for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like you guys' points there. Um, you guys before you told me that I asked if I would like Skyward Sword as like somebody who's only played a little bit of Zelda, and you guys probably said you'd like it because I don't know, because of the story, I guess. I forget why it was the reason why you thought I'd like it as opposed to not like it. like most of the fandom does, not like it as much. But yeah. So my question to you guys, Jose wanted to touch on it just a little bit. If Nintendo did go into the code and they changed some things to make it more approachable and just make the game funner to play, as people who played the game before, like what are the top things that you would want other than the motion controls? Is there something else about it that could use a bit of, a revamp?
So, uh, one of the things that okay, so yeah, like the story, I think a lot of people say it's probably like the best Zelda game uh, when it comes to the story. There's a lot of story in this game, and
Cool.
so yeah, that's the cool thing, and it is kind of true. You get a lot like some characters as well, and you see their development, especially like Zelda 2. Probably one of the a lot of people think it's the best Zelda in all of the franchise.
See, that gets me
And
hyped. You say that, and I'm in, dude. Day one on the port. Give it to me.
then like then I mean the music is pretty good too. And so in those parts, yeah, it's a great Zelda game. Yeah, the things that I like, I because usually whenever they release the ports, I feel like Nintendo kind of fixes the areas where a lot of criticism was made. For example, in the HD Wind Waker, like Jose said, like when you before going to like the final area, you had to look up shards or like little pieces for the Triforce, like under the sea. But before that, you have to get the maps, um, and to get those maps, you have to find the maps, and I think you have to buy them or something like that from Tingle. And so it was like a task, and it took
Mm.
a lot of. I remember the first time I played it, I reached that part and like I stopped playing it. And I was like a kid, but it was kind of frustrating, to have to look for the maps and
Yeah, I hear you.
get these pieces. But then they fixed that on the HD port. I think it's way easier to get them. Yeah. So that's cool. For Skyward Sword, the part for me that was like the most annoying, um, and without like, I'm not gonna try to, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's this part where you have to battle this creature or whatever, this boss, and it's a good one. Like I think, well, the way it works, it's coming out of a like a portal, I guess, and you're in this area where it spirals up.
Mm.
So he's all the way down and he's walking up, trying to reach the entrance of whatever the place is, and you have to hit him, and and then um, once you hit him, he falls or he stops for a second. And you have to do it like 3 times to fully defeat him. Uh, so yeah, the first time you do it, I mean it's basically like a boss, um, but then like you have to do it 3 more times after that. And
Oh
I
my
think every
gosh.
time every time you discover like a new area, you have to do it again. And
Oh, okay,
I
yeah.
guess every time it gets harder, but like it's very repetitive for me,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and it's like a hassle, like you're trying to complete like the story and you're invested in the story and trying to find more about like the characters, but then you have to do this part, and it's like again,
Got you.
like you do it, and then you continue with the story, but then you come back to a certain point of the story where you have to go and do that again, and it's the same thing over and over again. And so hopefully, I don't know how they can fix it. Maybe make it shorter, make it uh, easier, or like
It
I don't
sounds
know. I
it
don't.
sounds like limiting it to just one encounter instead of multiple or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess that could work, but it'd be interesting to see how they do that. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like at least make it shorter, like easier to just get it over with and just continue with the main. Well, I mean, it is part of the story, but continue with
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff, because it does kind of like cuts you off, and you're like really invested in the game, and then this part comes out again, and you're like, you're kind of like, damn.
Got you. Makes sense.
So that part from me.
Yeah, I would say that's the that's the biggest flaw of the game. Because when you think of
Repetition.
Legend of Zelda, you think of like I mean, for every Zelda game, it's always Hyrule. Um, but I don't know, you know that once you start playing it, it's gonna be this big, expansive world that you get to visit again. Obviously, it's gonna look different because it's a different game. Um, but you know, you're you know that you're gonna get like a big, um, different places to explore. With this
I hear
game,
you.
um, and it has a lot to do with where this game is placed in the timeline, quote unquote, of Legend of Zelda. So obviously, the amount uh, of areas that you get to explore are,
Limited.
it's a little more limited. Um, so I mean, in that sense, it gets a little. I mean, it gets a little boring. When I was playing it, it was a little. It felt like a hassle having to go back and explore the same areas.
Okay.
But I will say the Skyward Sword probably. I think it has some of the best characters,
Yeah.
just in terms of personality. Oftentimes in other Zelda games, Link is like the archetypal hero, and Zelda is like the you know um, princess, obviously.
Princess that needs to be saved.
Yeah, it needs to be saved. And there's not really much more to it. Here in this game, um, the one thing that's different is that Zelda and Link are childhood friends. So this is like the first time where you really get to see the interaction between Link and Zelda. Whereas in other games, you they meet each other like later on in the game, right? So here
Hmm.
you get to see that kind of interaction between them,
Connection.
that connection that they have, and that's really cool. And it also gives us like more some of like the favorites characters, um, like Bruce and oh my god, I'm blanking. What's his name?
Graham?
Girahim. There you go. And and I mean
Hmm.
that's really cool, and I think it really definitely adds to the lore of Legend of Zelda. That I'll
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's kind of like I don't know. I mean, if you want to try it out, you should. But I think it's a game that I don't know. It's very divisive, I would say.
Yo, as long as the backtracking is not too obtuse, I'm down for backtracking. I'm a Metroid fan. I'm good.
True. That's true. I don't know. You may enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe we can lend it to you because we're for sure gonna buy it if it comes out.
Yeah, I'm a wait for the port most likely because I don't motion controls, man. I put up with it for Twilight Princess, but hopefully the port does happen or the remaster, and I can just play it regularly.
Yeah.
That's the dream. But yeah, I might take you up on the offer. Depends how long they take to announce this mixtape. All right. So that's gonna do it for all the news segments for this podcast. But before we move on to Pass or Play, I do have a game for you all. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. All right, so the game that I have for you all is has to do with the number of games people bought for different systems throughout the generations. So there's something called a software tie rate. So that's the number of games that a console owner bought for their system. So for example, for the GameCube, let's say that for the GameCube, the number is 6. That means that for every console, the console owner bought 6 games for the GameCube. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what the system, that's what the software tight rate is. So what the game's going to be is that I'm going to give you either Sony, Microsoft, or Nintendo, and then I'm going to list off the consoles that they have. So for Nintendo, there's 7 main consoles: the GameCube, Wii, NES, SNES, Wii U, Nintendo 64, and the Switch. And then you guys have to say, um, you guys have to order them as like, this one had the lowest number of games per console. This next one had the second lowest number of games per console. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
ordering from lowest to highest, or however you want to do it. Highest to lowest doesn't matter. So that's how the game's gonna work. Just real quick, I got the data from Video Game Sales Wiki on fandom.com. So shout out to them. And there were also other systems with data, but I'm just going to stick to Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. So before we get to Nintendo, let's go ahead and try off with Microsoft since they only have 3 main consoles. So for Microsoft, they have the original Xbox, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. So out of those 3, which do you guys think has the least amount of games per console bought?
I think it's the Xbox One.
I want to say the first Xbox.
Really?
Okay, so the first Xbox, Luigi said, and Xbox One for Jose.
Yes.
Okay.
And then
So, uh, so the data's so I'm gonna say that you guys might be tied because for the data for Xbox One, it's back in 2017, and in 2017 they had a ratio of 6.55, so 6.5 or 6.5 games per console, and the original Xbox has 6.88. So it's kind of I would say it's
Yeah.
equal. So you guys are kind of both right, I think. So that means the Xbox 360 had the most games per console at 7.5.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. The 360 was big, so
I feel like the 360 lasted forever.
Yeah.
Like the lifespan.
Do you guys remember when the 360 came out?
that was
2007?
around there, no?
2007?
2007.
2005.
Damn.
Yeah, it was the first like console of that generation to come out. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to Sony because Sony has 4 main consoles. Where do you guys want to start? The highest or the low end?
Low.
No, let's go low.
Okay, so the
That's
low
too
end. These numbers are actually pretty close, so good
Yeah.
luck.
Should we both give our rankings and then just say which one was more accurate?
Yeah, if you guys want to do that, go ahead. I'll type it down.
Only 4,
So
right? 4 main
yeah, there's
consoles.
4: PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4.
Okay, so I'm gonna say lowest. Ooh, this is hard. Lowest is PS1.
Okay.
I don't know.
Lowest, I think lowest was PS3.
PS3. I feel
Okay.
like the PS3 lasted on. Okay, I'm gonna put the first PS PlayStation at the
Okay.
lowest, and then PS4 after
Okay.
that, and then PS3, and then
Okay.
PS2.
Got it.
Yeah, you're right. I think, well, I kind of agree with you, but I think I'm gonna put PS4,
Okay.
PS4 first, then PS1, PS3, and then PS2.
So PS4,
4, 1, 3, and
PS1, PS3, PS2. Okay, so you guys just switched the PS1 and PS4 as the lowest.
2. Yeah, that's the lowest.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Who has the most right? It looks like you guys both. Oh, no. Luigi won. Luigi got two out of the 4 right, and Jose, you got 1. All right. So the one you guys both got right was the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 had the highest games per console at 9.81. The lowest was PlayStation 3.
Really?
Yeah, PlayStation 3 had 8.92 games per
And that,
console.
I was gonna say that first.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was your first instinct. The second lowest was the original PlayStation, 9.43. And then second was PlayStation 4 at 9.56. And the 9.56 was taken in 2019, so I don't know how close it is to the PlayStation 2 at this point. It was taken in 2019 by Jawad Ali on Segment Next.
They're pretty close, right?
Or not taken, but reported. Whatever. Yeah, they're all pretty close. Like, not even a point in between all of those.
They almost reached 10 games per console.
Almost, almost. Fun fact: none of the consoles on here reach 10.
Ooh,
Okay. So Nintendo has 7 of them, so this might take a little bit. All right. So you guys know the Nintendo systems, right? Starting with the NES all the way to the Switch.
NES, NES.
64. No, Super Nintendo.
No, that's NES.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're not counting the handhelds.
GameCube,
So we have the NES, we
Wii
have the
U,
SNES, and 64,
GameCube,
GameCube, hmm
Wii. So
Wii,
Wii U, and that's
Wii
it.
U, and then the Switch. Yeah.
Alright. This is gonna be hard.
Well, the least one is gonna be the Wii U, probably. Yeah. I'd put the least. I put the Wii U with the least.
Wii U at the least. Do you agree, Jose?
I don't know. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, because I'm thinking of like sales, but no, it's game zone. But
Yeah, games per console.
yeah, I would say the Wii U last. Um,
Okay, I'll say mine first. Wii U.
hmm
Um, I want to say GameCube,
Okay,
NES,
got you.
64,
hmm
SNES,
Okay,
Switch,
okay,
and Wii.
the Wii. Oh yeah.
got you. Okay, I got
Um,
yours.
okay, so for me, I think the Wii U is last.
Okay,
I'm trying to think of like the price during those times, and the amount of games that came out.
mm,
Okay, so Wii U last. I'm gonna put the NES next.
okay,
Um, then I'll put 64,
got you.
and then the SNES.
SNES.
Um, this is hard. GameCube,
GameCube.
Switch, and then the
Switch.
Wii.
Wii. Okay.
Am I putting too much?
No, you.
Maybe the
See.
Switch is a little too high.
I'm trying to see if any of you guys got one right.
Y'all gonna get nothing.
Bruh. Okay, I see one. And it looks like Jose's got one and Weege got 0.
Oh, damn, seriously. What the hell? Which one did I get right?
Super Nintendo at the 4th least. Okay, so this is how it went down. So the Switch, it might be a little bit higher or it might not, but as of 2019, Daniel Ahmad on Twitter had said that the Switch's what is it called? Games per console is 5.4.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Him.
hmm
Yep.
And then for
Okay.
the data from Video Game Sales Wiki had it at 3.88, but I think that's outdated, very outdated. So 5.4 as of 2019. So that's
It's
the
really
lowest.
low.
Yeah, it's the lowest. It's probably got higher, but a hunch tells me it's still kind of low at the moment. Maybe
Mhm.
it's because they sell so many. This like the Switch is selling like hotcakes. It's bringing that ratio down. The second least, Nintendo 64, 6.83. The third least, Wii U. The Wii U had 7.52.
I guess because, yeah, we didn't get the Wii right.
The
That's
Wii
crazy.
U. Wii U hardly sold anything. 13 million consoles or something like that. Super Nintendo, the one that Jose got right, 7.72. The third highest, NES, with 8.08 games per console. And so the highest is between the Wii and the GameCube. Which one do you think it is?
I
The
think it's
GameCube.
it has to be
It
there.
has to be
Oh
the
yeah, because
GameCube.
I told you guys got it wrong. Yeah, so the Wii had 9.05 and the GameCube had 9.59.
Damn, really?
Yeah,
The GameCube's the best console then.
the GameCube, that everybody bought a whole bunch of games for the GameCube relative to the
It's a
amount of
weird one. The
consoles.
GameCube is not the best-selling console though, right?
Oh no, it's
It's
like one of the worst selling ones.
So that just
But that it kind of makes sense because like the more consoles you sell, the
The
ratio
lower
is
the
gonna go down.
ratio. Yeah.
that's true.
Quick math.
Simple math, so come on.
All right. Do you guys want to guess which console sold the most games overall?
It was
Um,
Nintendo.
Oh, like within Nintendo.
Oh, and which console sold the most games?
Yeah.
I think it was the Wii.
the Wii, you know.
The Wii sold the most. Give me top three. Wii, and then what's the next one?
Mm,
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my
The
goodness.
Wii, the Wii, GameCube, and Switch.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't have a Switch number, so
Oh, okay. Wii, GameCube, and
I want to say 64, but I don't think so. I'll say 64.
Wii, GameCube, and SNES.
Yeah.
SNES is the third most.
And not the GameCube.
So there's one in the middle you guys are missing.
NES?
NES, yeah.
That was the first one.
NES had 500.01 million units, and the Super Nintendo had 379.06 million units. Interesting stats. And
Yes.
overall, the PlayStation 2 sold the most with 1,520 million, so 1.5 billion.
It's insane.
Yeah, That system was actually insane. All right, you guys thought that was pretty fun.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
well,
was interesting.
All right, I'm glad to hear it. All right, so this is going to move us on to the final part of our podcast, which is pass or play. So for those who are new, this is how pass or play works. One of the panelists, me or one of the panelists, we choose a game. We choose a quote from the back of the box. We present that quote to the rest of everybody else. And from that quote, we have to say if we would play the game or pass it. And if we can, we also have to try to guess the game. So this week it is going to be me and Jose. Jose, would you like to go first?
yes, I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay, so I chose. I'm gonna omit some parts because I already gave something away last time. So, okay. All right, so here we go. After a powerful storm sets a series of devastating events in motion, an unlikely hero must journey to find his courage and confront a dark nemesis to save his home. Join Blank as he discovers the mysteries of a dying forest while escaping the evil clutches of Blank. Play play through a beautifully created environment while combating Blank and completing in-game puzzles to help Blank save Blank. Kill out of Blank.
Completing in-game puzzles, a storm, forests.
Unlikely hero, you say?
Yes, it says unlucky.
You gonna throw a puzzle game at me?
I don't know.
It's Apex.
Exactly.
Jeez. Ooh, that's a tough one, man.
It is tough.
Yeah. Puzzle
Unlikely
game, puzzle
heroes.
game. Well, it might not be a puzzles, but there's puzzles. You said puzzles.
Yeah, in-game puzzle.
In-game puzzles.
Save the forest
Ooh.
from Blank.
Yep.
Would you mind reading it again?
Yeah, read it one more time, please.
Okay. After a powerful storm sets a series of devastating events in motion, an unlikely hero must journey to find his courage and confront a dark nemesis to save his home. Join Blank as he discovers the mysteries of a dying forest while escaping the evil clutches of Blank. Play through a beautifully created environment while combating Blank and completing in-game puzzles to help Blank save Blank.
It's a Zelda spin-off game.
Mm,
He
This is
said,
unlikely hero. Damn. Just,
He did a lot of blanks, so just one name would give it away. Ah,
that's cool.
Forest. I like puzzles. Is it a puzzle Pokemon game? No, it can't be.
So we
I'm
don't
gonna
play it?
I'm not gonna play it. Actually, mm, mm, Jose, you got me perplexed. You got me perplexed. No, I think I'm not gonna play it, and I'm gonna go for the fences and say it's just the Zelda spin-off game.
Okay. How about you?
I'm gonna play it mostly because I feel like it's an puzzle adventure game, just like Zelda. Uh, I don't I don't think it's Zelda. I don't know
You,
what it is.
yeah. Oof.
It's Star Fox Adventures. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Toria.
So you don't have a guess?
I don't have a guess, but I'm gonna play it.
Okay, so it's a play and a no a pass, right?
Yeah, we split.
Okay, so the game is Ori and the Blind Forest.
Ori.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't you have that game?
I don't have
No,
Ori. No, I do not.
no, ignore it.
Ooh. Wow. Why would they Advertise it as puzzly. Interesting. Dude, 4 should have gave it a no. I think you
I
did a
thought
good job
I thought
presenting
it
it.
was the real. There's forest everywhere. Like yeah,
Yeah. Wow, that's a good pull. It's not obscure, but it threw us for a loop.
that's right.
It's
Nice.
nice. Nice one, dude.
And I would play that game actually. It's on the Switch.
I'd get on
Isn't
it
it on?
eventually. But do I have the option now? I do not.
Okay, you're up, Rick.
Okay. All right, so this is where what it goes. Break the chains. Go portable with Blink. In this game, he will journey to lands that no mortal has ever walked upon. With the world plunged in eternal darkness and the gods rendered powerless, he will face the most feared creatures of Blank and ultimately be forced to choose between his own personal redemption and saving the ancient world from certain destruction.
So portable.
Portable.
So it's probably like a port to a handheld.
Yeah, I wanted to give you
Thinking of
guys a hint.
probably a PSP game or a PS3 actually.
I mean, right off the bat, it talks about gods,
God of War.
so I thought God of War. But I'm not sure if God of War has had any.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
You guys want me to read it again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Break the chains. Go portable with Blink. In this game, he will journey to lands that no mortal has ever walked upon. With the world plunged in eternal darkness and the gods rendered powerless, he will face the most feared creatures of Blink and ultimately be forced to choose between his own personal redemption and saving the ancient world from certain destruction.
Sounds like a lot like God of War. I'm gonna say it's God of War.
Okay.
And I think I'll play it.
I would play it too, um, only because it sounds like like a kind of like the typical
Yeah.
fight against evil game.
Got you.
But I don't think I have a guess. I'm
Uh,
gonna say God of War 2.
okay. Okay. So you guys were right. You guys were right. I thought I would throw you for the loop more, but it is a God of War game. It's called it's called God of War Chains of Olympus.
Okay.
Dang. Okay. This game, man, it is a PSP game and I played the heck out of it when I was smaller. Um it's probably one of my favorite portable games right beside Metroid Fusion and the Metroid games. I like it a lot.
Damn, really?
Yeah. Well, it's not at that
That's a,
level, but it's like right below it. It's right up there with one of my favorite portable games. It's really good. There's also
Nice.
another one called Ghost of Sparta, but I never played that one. I almost cried, dude. That's like the first time I almost cried in a video game, I think. Was in Chains of Olympus.
Seriously, what the heck?
Yeah. Yeah. It's worth it. I think they ported it. I think they've ported it to another system. Let me look that up actually. I want to say they did. If that's on sale, dude, it's a good grab. Chains of Olympus.
probably in the PS4.
PS
PS.
port. God of War Ghost of Sparta. The collection is a remastered port of both games to the PS3. Hmm. Interesting.
PS3.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're passable, but I think I just have a soft spot for them. just because I don't know why. I just really like that game.
Childhood nostalgia.
Yeah, shout out. It's quality though. It's quality. I gotta show you guys. Maybe one day I'll have my PSP and when the quarantine's over, and I'll show you how it plays. All right. So that's gonna do it for us on this podcast. We have been Roll Jump Media. If you'd like to follow us on other social medias, we're on pretty much every other social media you can think of. Just look up Roll Jump Media with your favorite social media, and we should pop up. We also produce videos on YouTube, and we also stream on Twitch. So if you want to check us out there, feel free to. And that will just about do it for us. Guys, you want to say anything to the audience before we wrap up?
Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Keep playing games.
Till next time.
All right, you guys. We'll catch you next time.